Little King Ross, and I've got a bit of paper here to read with an announcement on behalf of Big King Ross. So here it goes. Jack's going to do the WTF moments for while I'm gone, because I'm getting pissed in France. His second name is King, and he's not as good as me. Over to you then, Jack.
Cheers, Mini Ross. Cheers, Mini Little Ross. Don't know. All right. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jack from whatculture.com. And I know I don't want to be here any more than you want me to be here, rabid King Ross fans out there. What are we going to do? He's on holiday. He thought I was the best, replacement because my surname's King. Solid logic there, mate. Well done. Got your cape. Bring all the hate on. I'm ready for this. These are all the WTF moments from WWE SmackDown. Hit the thing. Time for the first WTF moment, and it concerns Ross's favourite, Kevin. Oh, Kevin, what have you done? I'm trying to be King Ross if you can't tell. Basically, at the start of the event, the club enter, big cheer because it's AJ Styles, he's over as hell, and then the boos just cascade through because Kevin can't do an episode of SmackDown without tampering with the stuff, can he, Kevin? Am I doing it right? Is this what he did? Yeah, thought so. Number 2 moment. Mauro Ranallo says that this month's Money in the Bank pay-per-view could be the best Money in the Bank pay-per-view of all time. Did you watch it in 2011, Mauro? It's Mauro o'clock. It's Kevin! Oh, Kevin. They were piped in Cena chants. They were piped, everyone started chanting, let's go Cena, but none of the crowd's mouths were moving. Number 3. Next up, and oh no, the club were shooting from the hip, bros. He doesn't do that, does he? They were shooting from the hip. One of the clubs said that Enzo Amore used to manage a Hooters, and he actually did manage a Hooters. And I imagine that King Ross is currently scouring the streets of Marseille looking for any French Hooters, Les Hooters, or something like that. But in fairness to Enzo Amore, even though he did used to manage a Hooters, at least he didn't have a gimmick called Sex Ferguson. Google that. Luke Gallows. Shameful. Now, I've been getting tweets quite a lot recently saying, is AJ going to be a good heel? Obviously from people who've never seen his heel work in TNA or New Japan. And I say to those people, check out this week's SmackDown because AJ pulls off his best heel work yet, I'd say. It was quite controversial. He mocked Enzo Amore's concussion. He pretended to be knocked out and then he did the dance. It was genius. It was a little close to the line, but it was genius. Next up, we've got a potential case of gimmick infringement. King Ross's favourite thing. Basically, the New Day came out to do guest commentary. Big E had a broom, and then the commentary team said, why have you got a broom, Big E? And he said, I'm the cleaner, I'm cleaning up ringside. Kenny Omega's onto your case, Big E. The Elite are coming for you. Next up, we had a 4-team showdown between the 4 teams about to compete at Money in the Bank. That's the New Day, Enzo and Cass, the Vaudevillains, and the Club. And wouldn't you know it, Kofi Kingston broke out a pair of nunchaku. Not nunchucks, as King Ross would probably say, because I get my facts right here on WTF Moments. I'm a far more dignified and educated monarch. Come at me, bro. This next one's possibly the most controversial moment of this week's SmackDown. WWE aired a touching tribute to Muhammad Ali, and then immediately we had a promo where Rusev said, I'm greater than Muhammad Ali. Ooh. Number 10, and it's another King Ross special. We're clutching at straws, ho ho! Yes, one of Ross's favourite things to do is slide in a moment that's not actually a WTF moment, he just needs to pad out the numbers. And this one is the fact that Cesaro high-fived Mauro Ranallo. It's wacky, it's crazy, and in Ross's eyes, it'd probably qualify as a WTF moment. Pathetic. Because I don't know if you know this, bit of background info, back when I was just a writer here at whatculture.com, my first weekly regular article was WTF SmackDown Moments, and that's been ripped away from me by King Ross. I don't know if you know this either, but I wouldn't have let such bullshit moments get into my article. Do you know what Ross got in once? He got in the fact that Summer Rae dropped a grape. Dropped a grape? That's not a WTF moment. That's a... Next up, it's Mauro o'clock. Whoa! Why do you people like this? What's that? Ross doesn't believe there should be a Mauro o'clock. Look, I like Mauro as well, but he had a mare this week. There's several more of these that are Mauro orientated, so we'll just... It's Mauro o'clock, woohoo! Because Mauro, in the sort of joke that will make Jerry Lawler cringe, said, there ain't no party like an uppercut party because an uppercut party don't stop. No. Next up, Becky Lynch's hair. That's getting more and more wild by the week. And I know that a lot of you out there know that I'm quite a fan of Becky Lynch, no big arms, but even she can't escape my wrath because I'm now the king of Her hair looked silly. It's getting a bit blonde and a bit red in other parts, and it's too wild. Surely it'll impair her vision when she's wrestling. Love you, Becky. Another Becky Lynch moment now. This one wasn't her fault at all. As she was making her entrance, a man at the side with his son had a sign that said "Free hugs for divas." Of course, we don't refer to them as divas anymore, and Becky was torn between rejecting this small boy's hug and being acknowledged as a diva. And she went for the hug in the end. Poor Becky. That was a lose-lose situation, really. Next up, it's Mauro O'Clock. Ooh. Mauro said that Dolph Ziggler was a former two-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. No, he's not. He's a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. Get your facts right, Mauro. Doing this show's making me more angry. I feel like I'm Ross. Is it the cape? Is it the cape? Next up, it's Mauro O'Clock again. No, Ross normally... Oh. It's 5 past Mauro. Seriously. Mauro then referred to Kalisto as a former two-time United States champion. You might be thinking, hold on there, Jack, you stupid idiot. You're not as good as Ross. Kalisto is a former two-time US champion. No, he's not. He's a two-time US champion. You can't be a former two-time... It doesn't make sense. He's including too many words to try and sound clever. And I love Mauro, but he had a shocker this week. He had a shocker. Grammar! I'll be replacing him soon. Watch out, Ross. Watch out. Coming for you, mate. Next up, I really should have planned this ahead more. It's 10 past Mauro. Seriously, Mauro was on bottom form this week. While the commentary team were discussing the fact that Ziggler once beat Baron Corbin by low-blowing him, Mauro defended the babyface by saying it was a technical match and Ziggler gave him a shot to the technicals. Testicles, you know, balls. Next up, and we're finally off Mauro's back. I'm sorry, Mauro, you are the best play-by-play guy on the roster. And I'm sorry, Sam, because as we all know, Mauro Ranallo is his dad. But backstage, Sheamus told Apollo Crews to carry his bags. You can't be saying that in the 21st century, I'm afraid. Next up, Apollo Crews shows a bit of character. Praise the Lord! Apollo didn't smile when he walked on frame and everyone thought, hang on, something's up. Don't know why I'm bouncing. And then decked Sheamus with a right hand. I mean, then he smiled, but at least he's showing a bit of aggression and a bit of attitude. That's what we want. Good job, Crews. Good job! On to the main event now, and while brawling on the outside, Chris Jericho throws Jerry Lawler's drink at Dean Ambrose. That's such a dick move. Imagine you're wrestling a guy and you've agreed to, you know, work nicely with each other, and then one of them just launches a drink at you. Despicable. And finally, and yes, I only have 20 WTF moments because, Christ, I wasn't going to put the effort in that Ross does. The man's a machine. Chris Jericho beats Dean Ambrose clean as a whistle. He went to whip him into the corner. The referee was there. That's not Jericho's fault. Ambrose stopped in his tracks, came back to the middle of the ring, code breaker, 1, 2, 3. Jericho's beaten Ambrose clean. But not according to WWE.com, which said that Jericho stole a win from Ambrose. No, he didn't. He beat him clean. He beat him clean as a whistle. Yes, a whistle. He beat him so clean. So that's all we've got time for this week on WTF Moments. I'm King Ross. F this. See you later.